Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another Define on TikTok Live. My name is Caitlin, and I am here to show you how I set up my weekly planner. Now, we do this every week at 11 a.m. Eastern, right here on TikTok Live. And in today's theme, we are doing pumpkin because that is what you all voted for on Friday. So I went ahead and I gathered up some inspo, different colors. So much for us to dive into for today. Good morning, Lena. Hey, Jenna. We are going to have that pumpkin theme. How was the Kansas City game, Jenna? I don't actually know. Did they end up winning? The last time I checked, they were ahead, and then I never followed up. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to hear that. Yes, that's so, there's no better feeling than going to a game and the team winning that you were rooting for. Hey, Spooky. That's amazing. This is what I was thinking of doing a lot of. I really liked this top view of the pumpkins. Oh my word. Okay. Have such a safe flight, Jenna. I'm so glad I could catch you though, as long as you are here. I also thought doing a welcome great pumpkin sign would be really cute. And then I wanted to gather, I also screenshotted this one because I just wanted to make sure I had the right colors if I do a candy corn. Because that was one thing I was like, maybe I can throw in some candy corn too to really fill it all out. But I love this one to get us started, I think. So let's just dive in. So today we are going to be, hey Lulu, how was everyone's weekend? We are going to be carrying over the relationships pathway. And I thought it would be really cute to do this in just like a little sign. So I'm going to grab my black Sharpie pen and kind of like the welcome great pumpkin sign, we're going to do that right over here. So for this, we're just going to start by drawing a little rectangle. Nothing too crazy in this one because sometimes it can go a little haywire. Oh no, you got sick? Oh, that's awful. I am so sorry to hear that. That fall cold. That's the worst. I'm just going to go like this. And then what's nice about this is that you have those straight lines at the top. And so we're going to have it be partially. It's not going to be filled out. Like we're not going to do the top. Actually, oh my gosh, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have it go up here. And so this can be part of it. And then I'm going to actually do the ruler on the bottom. So I just know. Perfect. And then we are going to make this look. I wanted to show you what my inspo was. It was just this little sign because we will probably do that one, but oh no, Spooky. That is A-okay. You know what? I totally understand it. I'm always glad though that you guys are on here as much as you can. Like that's what I appreciate. So if you're hopping in and out, Spooky, I totally understand that. What theme did you end up doing today? Aw. This one's going down, so then this one's going to go down, and then I'm just going to grab the ruler because as you all know, I'm not the best at drawing straight lines with that one. It depends on like the spot and the steadiness of my hand that day. And then I'm just going to go like this and give it a little bit of a dimension. Good morning, Patty. And then that is going to be where I write in relationships. So for this, you guys probably can't see all of them, but I did gather our color scheme. They're similar to this week, not some last week, but really this week too, because I love that fall look that we did. And I think I need to grab just a little bit of a lighter brown. So I'm going to grab, this one is actually beige. And I'm just going to color this in going sideways, nothing too crazy. And then we're just going to go And then I'll take especially the greens. Oof, yes. Oh, wait, that's cool. Spooky said since it's half September, half October, you're going to do the regular pumpkin versus jack-o'-lantern theme. Wait, that's going to be so cute. Which month is which? So I'm assuming jack-o'-lantern will be October, and then pumpkin will be September. And then I'm just going to grab one of my Staedtler brown pens, and I'm just going to color in the handle of this because I wanted it to be a little bit of that darker. And then I'm going to grab that black Sharpie once again, and I'm just going to write in relationships because that is our pathway this month. Before we dive into a new pathway for October, we want to make sure that we're getting that full experience with the relationships pathway. So we're going to start right here. Oh, I'm not pinning the planner I'm using. This is the planner we are using today. I want to welcome you all. I know I have a lot of new faces on here to define. We are a woman-owned business, and everything we create here is based off of our motto, navigate each day with purpose. And part of this plan with me is going over different strategies to add in some creativity mixed in with that practicality. Hey, Christy. And then just to give it like a little texture. Okay, nothing too much. Then we're going to go to the bottom right corner, and this is where we carry over our monthly action items. Yes, such a good deal. It's insane. For this one, we are going to do it because this one, okay, when I'm thinking of like how I want to get creative with this, I love using these top pumpkins, and one thing I do is I also have the next thing after we finish the goals will be our live schedule. So when it goes to being the creative part of planning, it's nice to think ahead of time. So for our goals, we are going to do I think we'll do the top of the pumpkins. And then for our live schedule, I am going to do front pumpkins. And so it'll almost be like they're being carved without being carved, if that makes sense. So let's just dive in. Starting off, we're going to flip backwards just because I want to remember, okay, our monthly action item, which is what we are trying to focus on this month, is having at least 3 meaningful distraction-free convos or time with people. And we chose that because our monthly action item, our umbrella goal is show up fully with presence and bring out the best in others. So we've been asking ourselves, what can I do this month to help me get there? And hey, Grains, this month we've been focusing on those meaningful distraction convos. So we are going to start by carrying over our monthly action item. To do that, we are going to keep it pretty standard. Oh my gosh, hey lady, thank you. So we are actually going to, I'm trying to decide if I want to draw the pumpkins first or write our monthly action item. I think I'm going to draw the pumpkins first. Oh my gosh, that's amazing, lady. Thank you so much. She's going to love that. So I'm going to do a little bit of a corner pumpkin here. And then the way that we're going to have this go is just top like so it's not being a full circle, if this makes sense. I hear from so many teachers that they absolutely love this planner. So yes, it is going to benefit her so much. And then I'm just going to carry the stem like that. And what's nice about this is it's going to be easier once you see it all coming together. So then we're going to do a top of a pumpkin right here. And we're just going to make it not too big. Oops, sorry, I messed up. Ooh, wait, I have an idea, you guys. Okay. So we're actually going to do one coming off the side here. That's not looking right. Wait. Side ones are always the trickiest because you got to make sure that you space them right. But that looks better. Okay. And then this will be where the stem goes. That kind of looks like a nose. That's funny. And then we're going to write our monthly action item right here. So I want to make sure I'm leaving enough space. And for this, just so it looks a little separate, let's actually do it in those signs like we did the relationships pathway box. So I am going to do this. This is in centimeters. So it'll be, let's keep it about 3 wide. So then we're going to go. I'm going to need a little more space, I think. So we're just going to bring this down. Hey, Leah. Good morning. Carrying this down. I'm so excited about this week, you guys, because we get to set up our October calendars, trackers, and all of that this week, which is going to be so fun. I love what you did there, by the way. I just realized it. Leah said, hi, pumpkins. I don't know why it took me a second to register that. That's so cute. So we're going to go like this. Now, you're going to notice something a little different, though, over the weeklies because I wanted to do something a little different. So we've been focusing on a lot of connection with others to build that peace and presence. But there's one more thing I wanted to challenge ourselves to do. So what we're going to do is take this one step further. I'm trying to think about the best way that I would go about this is if I would, I'm going to actually, let me finish writing in what our monthly action item is, and then we'll dive into what I'm talking about. Hey, Rachel, good morning. Just because it'll make a lot more sense to you guys once I do this. So we're just going to carry the bottom of that sign. Okay, and then I'm just going to color in the top so I can write it in, and then we'll dive into our weekly action item. Okay, so our monthly action item is, oh, hey, I'm VZ, is have 3 meaningful distraction-free convos. So here's what I wanted to challenge us to do this month. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to explain this in a way that it makes sense because I have been doing all of this and it's been coming very naturally. And so I thought, well, I know it was Jenna who asked on one of our classes with Caitlin session about throughout the month, if you ever change your monthly action items, changing those weekly action items. And the answer is such a personal question. It really depends on how you're feeling with your goals, but that yes, you ultimately at the end of the day can decide to adjust these. And so I was coming into my planner today thinking about how I've been going about my monthly action items. And I've been really amazed with my progress, and I feel confident in my ability to reach this. And I want to keep going with it, but I wanted to adjust it a little bit. And so to do that, I thought it would be helpful to do something called presence practice. And so this week, I want to choose one activity to do fully unplugged each day. I also would like to do an end of day check-in with myself where I can write down one moment where I showed up fully and maybe one place where I can improve. So I'm trying to just think about this as I'm talking it out with you all about how I want to move through this week with that monthly action item in mind. Because I'm wondering if I'm happy with what I'm doing, if I want to make that adjustment now, have at least 3, or how I can connect these dots. Have at least 3 meaningful. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take out the with other people portion because that's coming naturally, and I'm actually finding that I'm doing that a lot more than I even realized. So we are going to keep that in mind, but also add it into ourselves because that's where I have a hard time. So we're going to write, have meaningful, distraction-free time. And we're going to write with others and myself. Okay. So then what we're going to do is finish this one right over here. And again, you guys, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I do want to make sure you guys are following me and this is as clear as it can be for you. I like to sometimes do these plan with me's in a way that's me talking it out so you guys can get that better understanding of it is a little bit of a process and you do have to take the time to think about it in order to set the goals that are truly going to resonate the most with you. So that's just another thing I want you all to keep in mind when we're doing these together. Okay, so I'm just going to color this in. I probably should have just done it with a darker mild liner, but I didn't think that through. Okay, and then we always learn from what we do. So instead of just doing the softer ones, I didn't love how the lines looked. I think it was like kind of pointless. So we're just going to do them a little darker, grabbing that deeper brown mild liners. Does this one have a color? This one's actually called Copper, but and I get why. It's a little bit of more of an orange tint to the brown, but not too much. It gives it that little bit of a shadow. So then what I'm going to do is we are going to do what I want to call presence practice. I was like, what do I want to call this activity? We're going to do presence practice. And I'm just going to draw these little signs right over here. So that way when I schedule them into our weeklies, that will be our color coding situation, more of that icon, which I've been really enjoying doing with you all. I've been doing that a lot this month and it's fun. It incorporates the theme because our theme is pumpkins, but I just wanted to include different ideas as well to go along with it. So we're going to do presence practice. Good morning. How are you? Oh, wait. Did I just see that? Oh, yeah, I just saw that comment. It just came through on my end. That's so funny. So let's do this presence practice. Presence practice. And what this is going to be is finding something. It doesn't have to be this huge activity, but finding one thing a day that we want to be unplugged with. So one daily unplugged activity, whether that's drinking your cup of coffee. Good morning, Cindy. How are you? It could be when you're reading a book. It could be anything because I want us to really tap into that unplugged and distraction-free time. And then I want to do a nighttime check-in. So we'll call it nightly check-in. And for this, oh, I'm doing well. I'm happy to hear that you're doing good. For this, we are going to do one moment daily check-in. So this will be each night. I'm trying to figure out how I want to write it down because it's where each night we are going to be writing down really one moment where I showed up fully and then one place I want to improve. So journaling, prompt, one time I showed up fully, and place of improvement. Okay. And what this is going to help us do is to incorporate the meaningful distraction-free time, but also leveling it up and getting to do a little check-in each day. I'm trying to get back into that journaling routine. It's easy to fall off of things sometimes, and I'm someone who will journal at night more than the morning. And so this was how I thought we could incorporate that. What is one thing you guys are all trying to do this week? How can you show up for yourself this week? Let me know right now. Okay, and then for this, I didn't want it to look so much like a nose. Consistency, journaling, reading trackers. I love to hear that. Consistency is always key. And consistency is also the hardest part. That's what's always interesting is like consistency is the hardest part, yet it's so important. And so it's a tricky thing to balance. Thank you for sharing that with me. Down here, we're going to go like this. And then we're just going to erase those, and we'll get to incorporate more pumpkins as well. Don't you guys worry. And so let's just color some of these in. I'm going to grab this one right here. This is apricot, the apricot mild liner. Consistency too. Okay. I always like to know what you guys are focusing on because that can also help me to gauge what different labs I want to be doing. So that's always good to know. Is there a specific part of your life you guys are finding that you're really trying to build that consistency and you're just not having it? Changing your energy mindset, kind of like celebrating smaller achievements. Oh, that makes sense. Yes, because we always think about those big achievements. Makes sense. Rather than being negative about unaccomplished items. There is a saying that really helped me and kind of changed the way I plan. And that is to focus on all that you are rather than all that you are not. And I liked to incorporate that into my planning by focusing on all that I do rather than all that doesn't get done. Because let's face it, it is easier for us. We naturally think about what we don't get to do each day. And so that would be something maybe to help guide you as you take on October. Because believe me, that is going to make such a difference. And I'm really proud of you for being ready to take that step. Getting back into your routine after a weekend away. Oh my goodness. Yes, I hear that. That's amazing, Katie. Yes. These are the types of things, you guys. I'm so excited for October. It's going to be such a good month. I have such a good feeling about it. The next thing I want to do is I want to actually write in a positive affirmation. I had a specific one in mind when I was coming up with this, like what I wanted to work on. And I was like, what's going to guide me this week? And the answer was, oh, little Leah, you just wrote down that quote. Honestly, I remember when the first time I saw it, I put it on my lock screen because I loved it so much. I wrote it down, like it was everywhere. So I feel you. Quotes are the best. Like this week is nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less. That's amazing. This week's affirmation, I want it to align with our goals for the week, taking a moment to connect, something to remind us. And so for this, we're going to do a little bit of a simpler box, nothing too crazy here. I really just want this to emphasize the affirmation. And this is going to say, I listen deeply. No worries, Megan. These are always uploaded to the tube as well. So you guys, if you ever want to go in, you're good. But don't you worry, we still have so much planning left. Ooh, Spooky said, you were obsessed with learning about dogs as a kid, and I want to relearn all the things. That's a great concept to learn. That is what your October, sorry, I'm trying to flip to it. October topics to learn should be. A dog a day. What's today's dog? I love that. Let's see. I'm trying to think about how balanced vibes. What month does this calendar start? So this one starts in August of 2025. So August of 2025, and I'll take you all the way to next July of 2026. Let's actually have this one. And then this is going to say, in what color? I think this one would be good. I listen deeply. Respond kindly. And lead with encouragement. So keep this in mind as you are moving through this week. Hey, Katie. Next, what we're going to do is actually add in our live schedule. So I wanted to do that next. And so we're going to start with today's, of course. I do want to fix this just for 1 second. Let's just like outline it. Okay, that didn't work. We're just going to color it in. Okay. Nothing too crazy here. Perfect. So for our live schedule, we are going to do, you did a pump. Oh my gosh, for a second, Cindy, I don't know why I read that as I did a punk theme affirmation for mine. I was like, whoa, what? What is a pumpkin theme affirmation? What did you do? That's amazing, Katie. Let's add in our live schedule. And for these, we are going to do, I was thinking of just doing a front of a pumpkin for our live schedule, but now that I think about it, I'd rather the pumpkins be little and cute, and then what we can do is write the live schedule next to it. Good morning, Nakia. So let's do, I will definitely be doing these, but probably in the Sunday evening box. Let's just do little pumpkins for the live schedules, okay? This is going to be so cute. Like a pumpkin, I shine from the inside out. That's amazing. Did you get the email that I sent you for October? Yes. Oh my gosh, Shauna, did I not add it in to the video that I posted today? We'll make sure to double check. If not, I'll do a double post next week. But I think I did. Oh my gosh, no, I didn't. Did I miss that one? Oh my gosh, Shauna, I am so sorry. I will make sure to add your planning into that one next week if I forgot it today. My apologies. I am so sorry. I will make sure to, because I did get it and I added it, and then in my head, I don't know why I didn't get to post it. That's so weird. My bad. I'm usually pretty good about it, so thank you for reminding me. Okay, we're going to do this plan with me right here. And then just a simple pumpkin for right here. And then this is also going to be, let's do this one pretty orange. So that way, whenever we see these types of pumpkins, these little ones, they connect to our theme, but also will symbolize, okay, this is a live time. And then, has anyone carved a pumpkin yet? Or are we waiting for October? Hey, Alicia. And then what we're going to do is we're going to write the live schedule, but call it out a little bit. Yes, same Spooky. I also want to. I have not yet. Okay, and then, hey, Maria. Oh, have you painted a pumpkin? Because I grew up painting pumpkins, and it wasn't until I was actually a little older that I realized, oh, I can carve a pumpkin. pumpkins. Yes, makes sense. Painting is such a fun one. And then, oh, that's so pretty. Oh my goodness, I saw the most beautiful, it was like this little pumpkin set up in front of a neighborhood sign, and it was so cute. I love when people decorate their stoops with pumpkins. It is so adorable. It just brings so much joy. And then tonight, I wanted this one to just be a little like off. I didn't want it to be a perfect pumpkin. Ah, that's so interesting, Leah. I didn't think about it like that. That it's like the opposite. I feel like that's actually normal. I think the painting was less normal. Or I guess not normal, I don't want to say, but like, what is normal's the only word I can think of, but you know what I mean. Good morning. And then this one, we can also mix up the colors of the pumpkins because we just know that these symbolize it. Pumpkins are a little like trickier, not because of like they're hard to draw, but because I don't want it to just look like, you know, average pumpkins. So I want to figure out a way to like level it up a little more, which is going to come through with other doodles as well. And then I'm going to actually do the opposite of these ones. Great. And then tomorrow, we're going to add in tomorrow we are doing our monthly reflection at 11 a.m. Eastern. So we'll be filling out our September monthly reflection together tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, which is going to be such a great time. So just so you all know, that is in the schedule. So I'm just going to write that in over here. This one could be like half a pumpkin. That'd be really cute. Okay, I like this pumpkin. This one looks good. And then yay! Yes. Yes. I'm so excited. I love doing those live reflections because they also give us all that designated time to make sure that we are completing them. And then for this one, and every time I'm writing here is in Eastern, so just make sure to adjust your planner accordingly. Again, 11 a.m. Eastern. And then everything is also, I posted the schedule yesterday, so. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Yeah, Shauna said I ordered The Chemist's Daughter. It's going to be here on Wednesday for the 60-minute reading time. So every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, I do host that weekly reading sprint where we come together and we just read for 60 minutes. The Chemist's Daughter is our author spotlight book for October. I want to make sure that, one, you guys are all signed up for the live event, and let me know who is coming for that book club. It'll be October 23rd, I believe. That was the Thursday. October 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern. Yes, you guys. I'd love to hear that. So Lena's coming. Shauna, I'm assuming you're coming. Yes, Leah. I'm going to write monthly reflection. It is recorded. Yes, I'm uploading our book one up. Sorry, I'm uploading the one that we did this past Thursday right now, actually. So that'll be uploaded in a little bit. But you'll be missed, little you. I always love having you guys there. And thank you for letting me know ahead of time. Let's see. And then over here, so this will be our 60-minute reading sprint. And because I have this pumpkin over here. Yes, you too, Cindy. Thanks for tuning in. And then we will get a little more creative when it comes to these pumpkins, but I wanted to make sure that it was doable for our live schedule. So, because sometimes it can take up so much time. And I was like, yeah, we can speed up that process because I have a lot of things I wanted to go over with you guys today for how you could set up your weeks. I wanted to see how this would look. Okay, that's a little weird, so we're just going to color it in. I didn't really like the light orange. I thought it looked a little lame. So I'm just going to go like this. Okay. Perfect. And then we are going, so this will be that 7 o'clock. Oops, I just did the wrong color. Doesn't matter. Okay. Not me whispering to myself. It's all good. We're doing great. So 60-minute. So the worksheets that we have are all done because they helped you set up section 1. But I will be doing like different check-ins throughout the year so that we're always catching up with one another in terms of how are our goals going and things like that. So stay tuned for that. If there's any more worksheets that get added, I will always share. I'm sure that there will be some more in the future. Absolutely. I'm so glad you love them. Oh, Leanna, welcome to the Defined community. I'm so happy to have you here. Another new face, you guys. Wednesday, we're going to do 11 a.m. October setup. So that one's going to be big, you guys. Make sure Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern, you guys are all prepared. To set up our October together. And then, oh, I guess actually I was doing these for all of them. Yay, wait, I'm so happy to hear that. And then, I'm just going to write October setup. Just so you all know, this will include the trackers and the monthly calendars. And then, so I want you all to start thinking about what word of the month you want for October. It sounds like a lot of you, it's going to be consistency, which is a good one. So I'm thinking that maybe I do mine alongside you guys. We'll see how, once we fill out our monthly reflection, those go. But maybe we bring back in that consistency. Because you can never be too consistent. Like, that's not a thing. Because it's so hard to be consistent. And then Thursday, I keep dropping everything. I don't know why. 7 p.m. Let's do this one. We're going to do a couple. More smaller ones right down here. And then sorry guys, I'm looking at the different inspos that I have. I was surprised. It was actually harder to find the inspiration than I was expecting, which is kind of crazy. Hey Kayla, I didn't see you on here. Oh my gosh, wait, that makes me so happy, Leah. Thank you for that feedback. What in particular inspired you? Like, did it get you ready? Did it help you? Did it change anything about how you set it up? Motivation. That's a great word of the month. That is a good time to ask yourself, like, and identify those different types of motivation, Shauna, like the intrinsic, the external. That'll be a great challenge for you. I love to hear that. You can connect your goal with it too. Oh, it made you start filling it out and reflect on what you were going to focus on. That is amazing. I'm so happy to hear that. What is it that did you tell me? sorry, Leah, I can't remember. Did you say what you were focusing on in October already? I know some of you guys mentioned it earlier and I can't remember who it was. And then Friday morning. Yes, so sorry. Oh my goodness, I blanked. The energizing mindset. I loved that one. Yes. Oh my goodness, how could I forget that? And then this will also be live. Okay. Oh, Janelle, what pens do you recommend we use? Okay, great question. Let me, hold on. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just going to write this down. Sometimes when I talk, like I just did, I start by writing what I'm saying. So in terms of pens, what's nice is that this paper is 120 GSM bleed proof. So your favorite pens should work. In terms of what I prefer, this is the black pen that I use for all my doodles. It's just the Sharpie fine tip pen. It's a felt tip, excuse me. The Sharpie felt tip pen. And then in terms of writing pens, I actually just prefer the Pilot G2 pens. I like the colors. I like the width of the pen tip itself. And then my go-to coloring is the Zebra Mild Liners, which I think are technically highlighters, but these are what I recommend for everyone. I love them. They're so easy to use. They have the two sides, the bold tip and then the fine tip for that precision. And they last so long. Like I have these. I've had these. I remember asking them for Christmas like maybe 2 Christmases ago. So that is my top suggestion. I do still have my Staedtler pens, which I really like. If you want to have that more precise coloring. These are also those other ones that I recommend. I love these ones. Spooky got them recently. She also loves them. I know a lot of you guys use these ones, the Tri Plus Fine Liners. So those are what I use to plan. Nothing too crazy, which is the best part. I like to keep it realistic and nothing too out there. I've tried a bunch of different stuff, but those are really what I like the most. I'm so excited. Yes, you'll get it before you know it. Oh, hey, Anna. And Leah, I want to just go back and say that I'm just so happy you shared that with me. That really stuck with me. I don't know. I just want to say thank you. I was out here. I think I got a little distracted, but I'm excited for October for everyone. And then next what I wanted to do was, okay, so first of all, I got this really cute inspo that I want to draw. But I know a lot of you guys ask sometimes like, okay, so what do you do on Sunday? Because we do these plan with me's on Monday because I want everyone to join. And the way that I do it on Sundays is because those are usually like pretty low key days for me is I actually just go back and I reflect on what I did that day because it's usually nothing too crazy, pretty low key Sundays. I like them to kind of recuperate and get back to myself. So I'm going to go back and just fill in what I did. Now, it only took place in the afternoon, so that's going to be filled with what I did yesterday. And for this, I want to do trying to think what I want to do. Oh my goodness, yes, the real Chewbacca. This is the best. It's such high quality, has the goal planning. It really has it all. That's why we made it for you guys. Like, it's so good. Wait, do you have one? What if I want to do? Ooh, here is the other thing I wanted to do, but I will get to that. Sorry, I got distracted by all the amazing things I want to do this week. Yes, okay, I thought you bought it on here. I remember you doing that, so I'm so happy to hear that you love it. We're just going to do one of those. Yes, that pumpkin with the ghost is so cute. I'm going to do that as well in a different spot, which is going to be amazing. I'm excited for that, see how it comes together. Okay, so for this, we're going to keep it pretty simple just because this is going to be where we write what we did yesterday. And, okay. It's your purse planner. That is so important, okay? Having something that you can take with you on the go and making sure that you always know what appointments you have going on, what's coming up in the future, because there's nothing worse than double booking and having to cancel. It's just a pain in the neck. So now that you have that planner to stick to, it makes it so much easier. And then I'm just gonna go. Wait, I love this orange. And then oh, amazing. Yes, I remember there was a point when I was getting so many questions on whether or not it fit in there, and I remember looking it up and it did. That's so cool. I'm so happy to hear that. Spent. Enjoyed the nice weather. Watched some football. Oh, I love to hear that, Spooky. That's the attitude, you guys, I love to hear, is you celebrating what you're doing. Watch some football. And then what I want to do is, I had this thought, and I remember doing it relatively recently on here with you all, but I thought it would be really cute to do a little gratitude logging in the morning. And so what I wanted to do was draw a pumpkin spice latte, again, taking that pumpkin theme, but doing it a little differently is, where did I put it? I had a picture of a pumpkin spice latte, I thought. Oh, yes. Okay. So just something simple. And I'm going to write this is it. And it's just going to be a little morning gratitude session. So just a little, I don't know. I felt like it would be a good way to keep us all present and align with that weekly action item in a different way as well. Because the more you are incorporating your weekly action items, trying different things to align with that goal, the more progress you are going to see. So for this, I'm going to just draw them up in the morning box, and this will symbolize our gratitude space. So I always go silent on the first one, I feel like. There we go. Nothing too great. That was okay. That does not look like it. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to cover it up with a sticker, and I'm going to do one again. My sticker for this. Ooh, this is perfect, you guys. Wait, I'm actually really excited that I messed up. This is like the exact sticker. This is perfect. This right here. Wait, that's actually amazing. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line. Okay, I'm going to do it afterwards, actually. So let me draw the next one in pencil first, just so I can get that familiarity with it. Because when something goes wrong, do the next time in pencil. Just to give you some confidence in yourself. Hold on one second. I'm going to look up. I don't like this. What am I doing? Let's see. You do all the drawing. I could see that. I mean, based off of what you submit, yours are insane. I don't know where you come up with the ideas. They're really creative. They're amazing. Like Cleopatra, that was incredible. Okay, this is what I wanted. Let's see. Okay. I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm just gonna go like this. Oh, that's so cool. It shows, and I'm glad that you now have a place to do it consistently. Okay, that'll work better. Hey, Brenda. Thank you. I'm not too worried about these looking perfect, honestly, at the end of the day. I'm more worried about the gratitude that I write rather than it looking 100%. Okay. Do I have anyone on here who is celebrating Yom Kippur this week? Oh my gosh, Keela, yours always looks so cool. I love it. And then we're going to do it as weekday gratitude. And then, ooh, Dee, welcome. Welcome to the Define community. I love having you all here. This is the best. The best place to be. Well, they always look so great. I love them. It's always like my favorite part of the week is getting to see what you guys do. And then we're going to keep this just like that. I did. It was amazing, Shauna. That book stack, Leah, was so good. I loved yours. It reminded me of, I think I mentioned in the video, it reminded me of the Beauty and the Beast, all of it coming together. It was so good. And then, you know what we're going to do? Instead of drawing a little pumpkin, I'm going to do a heart because this is our gratitude. Oops. We also have digital, but yes, I feel that. I have different ways of doing it when I have my plans change. You can always do, I like this one too. Where is it? The Bic cover-up tape. That one definitely is a good option as well to cover up any mistakes. And you can always just do like RS. And then, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write in gratitude right here to serve as a little reminder that every day I'm going to write one thing I'm grateful for. Gratitude. Gratitude. And then, oops, gratitude. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to do just like our planning. Of course, this is still a planner for the week. So starting off, we're going to add to that to-do list. So that is going to be things that have to get done this week. We cannot carry them over any longer. And for that, we are going to grab our red Pilot G2 pen because, again, I always have to emphasize red is that sense of urgency. So this is a helpful color for deadlines, for emphasis on tasks or to-dos. So we are going to transfer over those to-dos now. And then, great. And then I'm going to put that red pen to the side and we'll go ahead and use that later. For the bottom, I wanted to, of course, have an orange. And so think of your work reminders and your personal reminders more as those long-term tasks that have to get done at some point. They're not urgent. So if you don't get to them, it's no big deal. If you do, great. And I'm just going to stick to that theme a little bit. I just grab a Pilot G2 pen. That color goes with it. So I have an orange, and then I'll probably do either a deeper burgundy or a green. I haven't decided yet. And then for personal, you can also do the same color for the two if you would like. I like to do separate just because it's easier to recognize. And then if I schedule them in, I can stick to that color scheme, which you'll see in a moment. So for personal reminders, okay. Next, we are going to go ahead and I want to add in those weekly action items that we were talking about because that is how we are going to make them happen. You need to be scheduling in these different tasks and priorities so that way you can make sure that you are making something that sticks for you, making a plan, being able to schedule it in so there's less anxiety over that question of when am I going to do this? And so we are going to start with the evening because that's the one I'm 100% confident in when it's going to take place. So that is the nightly check-in where we do a different reflection every night, really checking in on the one time today I showed up for myself and one place I want to improve. And so with that improvement, I don't want it to look like you're judging yourself. Think of it more as a what can I do differently tomorrow type question rather than having that negativity associated with it. So that is another way to rephrase that is what do I want to do differently tomorrow? For this, I thought it'd be really cute to do like a nice cozy candle because I want it to look different than the pumpkins, but I do want it to have that cozy fall vibe. So I think that's what we're going to do is a little candle. And these can look a little different. It doesn't have to be the exact same candle every time. I also thought because I really wanted to do that ghost with the pumpkin and I'm not sure I'm going to have I keep going back and forth with this doodle, but I 100% know I want the candles. So I could do that in here next. Oh my gosh, we're going to do the little pumpkin with the candle. That's what we're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my pencil just to make me feel a little safer. Hey, Gloria. So starting off, oh my goodness. I know what I'm going to do. Yes, because if we know that this is what symbolizes journaling, it doesn't have to be this huge written thing of journaling. This is what we're going to do. We're going to actually, sorry guys, I'm jumping a little bit because something just popped into my head of what we can do. And that is, why not do a little key in the projects box? Brilliant. Okay. So I'm just going to start though by doing this first. Okay. And we can always change our minds. I like room to adjust. And then we'll go like this and like that. And then, okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to draw this in every single evening box, so we might reevaluate that decision that I was so confident in before, but we'll see. Okay, and then this will go like that. And then we'll have a cute little candle right over there. Perfect. And then for this, we're just going to again grab that black Sharpie pen. Just like so. And then they do have like a little, just like that, to give it a little bit of a structure. And then, okay. I like the little detail that went into this. Like they have the little wax melting, like it's so cute. So I wanted to make sure I incorporated that as well. Okay. Oh, I can't wait to see yours, Spooky. They're going to be so cute. Okay, so instead, because there's no way I'm going to be able to draw this pumpkin every single evening box, I will be writing journaling right over here. Or journal, excuse me, not the journal. Perfect. And then I'll probably just stick to a candle for the rest of them, but I really like that we did it for at least one. But it's a little overboard doing it in every single evening box. I'm not overboard, I just don't feel like it, to be totally honest. And then for the candle, let's do it the cream. But it's so cute, I love it. Perfect. We can make his little tooth like that. And then we're going to do the candle over here. Right? I feel like that makes sense. Oh my goodness, Shauna, you are really getting ahead of it. You are on top of it. No rush. Take your time. Enjoy the process. I love to hear that you guys are really diving into this. That's so cool. You know what we're going to do is we are going to do a little mix of still having some pumpkins in here, but we're going to do like the candles with it. So meaning this will still give us that look that I wanted to somehow incorporate, but wasn't quite sure how. Now I know. And then I'm going to keep coloring these in, and these are going to symbolize that journaling. And then I'll go back and color it in. I just really want to make sure because I am doing this on a nightly basis. Again, doing these at the time that works best for you. That's going to be really crucial in your success with your weekly action items. Is part of it is learning when and how you can incorporate these into your daily routine. It's a big candle. It's a 6-wick candle. If you guys know, you know. A little housewives for ya. Okay, that looks a little weird, but that's okay. Not my fave. And then we can just start to color. Have such a great day, Jenna. Have a safe trip back. What is the yearly reflection on the back of the planner? That is where at the end, think of it like your monthly reflection. So those you cannot fill out ahead of time. And those are going to be something that you come back to at the end of the year. At the end of the year, you'll get to review your planner and check in with yourself. So it's a year compilation reflection. What did I say? I don't even remember. Did I not say flight? What did I say? I must have said trip. Not me blanking. And then I love cursive. Oh! I like that we all knew what you meant. We're like, you got this. Okay, and then, aw, thanks so much. I appreciate that. Oh, let's do this one. The wax can be melting on the other side this time. And then this one, we're not going to do a pumpkin. We're just going to have it say journal. Oh, I forgot to color in this one over here as well. And then one more. For this one, we're just going to go like that. Oh, and spooky, it's an uphill battle with your jack-o'-lanterns. I feel that, honestly. It's better than a downhill battle. It's always better to have to go uphill with your drawing than downhill. So that's a good thing. I like, oh, guys, every time if we ever draw something right away and it doesn't go that great, it's okay because it's always an uphill battle. And then I'm just going to draw a little bit of a pumpkin right over here. I really liked this for the pumpkin. I thought it was so nice. Such a good color for it. I don't know why I randomly was like, let me just add this in. It was very impulsive. But I think it works. Great. And then what we're going to do is we are going to take a moment and think about, okay, what is one activity we want to do each day unplugged? But I think something that would be nice for this is maybe it's a little bit different on some days. So let me take a moment. I'm trying to think. Tomorrow, I would like it to be my morning coffee. So we are going to do the presence practice. We're going to do it in, because I want it to stand out. Let's do it in this one, and we're going to write presence practice. Morning coffee. Tomorrow, oh my goodness, I wrote that in the wrong box. This is why we have cover up. I meant for that to be tomorrow because I did not do this morning. I'm on the wrong side. Wait. Huh? Why isn't this working? There we go. This is just the big cover-up tape. That was supposed to be for tomorrow. Morning coffee. Great. And then today, it's interesting because I know that I wrote like journaling prompt, one daily unplugged activity. And I'm like, oh, I could go for a walk unplugged, but I'm like, I don't want to. I guess when I was thinking unplugged, that would be quite the challenge. But maybe that's why. Okay, so I guess that's the point of this, is to challenge myself to be unplugged. Whew, you guys, this one's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be tricky. So we're going to do it. This will be today. But I guess that's the point, right? Walk. Great. If I listen to music, that shouldn't count. That's what I'm thinking. Does that count? I don't know. If I really want it to be unplugged, do I get that full experience if I'm listening to a podcast? Like, I feel like I want to try it. Because I usually walk with like a podcast going or some sort of audio. But I feel like it would be a nice challenge to go for a walk and just kind of enjoy nature. Like, I really want to challenge myself. Yeah, we're going to challenge it, you guys. We're going to focus on staying in the present moment. I know, right? It sounds hard. That's why I want to do it. We got to challenge ourselves. And then after we see how these two go, then we can add it in for the rest of the week. I just want to start with these two and seeing how it goes because I'm very curious. It's not something I'm used to. Yeah, right? Next, what we're going to do is we are going to add in, of course, now some plans for the week work-wise. And I don't have any real personal plans going on this week, so I guess we're not adding in personal plans. Yeah, no, I have nothing. So we are going to add in our to-dos and our work activities. So that way we can make sure that we are checking things off. So I'm going to write right here. I want to schedule in some of those to-dos. Hey, Lee. Relaxation. Yes. It's probably going to look more like productivity. That's what I'm going to try to focus on this week. But being able to balance that relaxation in as well. Having a little bit of both. Okay. And then we are going to, the red is going to symbolize those tasks that I want to check off and get done, any meetings that I have. That's what's going to really help us here. Let's see. Lee, are you always on at this time to review the planner and work on them? Yes. So I come on here every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern to do a weekly plan with me. I always post our schedule every Sunday, so that way you guys know when I'm on here. But yes, every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern. This week, because it is going to be October, I will also be on here specifically for Planner Lives tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern to do a monthly reflection, and Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern to do our October setup. Then what we're going to do is this right here is going to be that focus block. So to write this in, we can do the little ghost because I wanted to draw this ghost. Oh, no, that'll be in the Saturday box. Let's do a little stack of pumpkins. Roughly these, they're not going to be as crazy, but we're just going to do a little roughly. And I'm actually going to start with the top one. And then, hey, Lucy. And then just like that. And then for this one, we're going to do, I'm only laughing because I'm looking at the little pumpkin that I'm referencing and it's hilarious. A little smaller. Okay. And then, pew, just like that. And then we'll do the base. All about the base. Okay. Oh, Special Forces came out. No spoilers. I haven't watched it yet. I think I'm watching half of it tonight. And then perfect. Okay. Just like this. Pew, choo, choo, choo. I love a good sound effect. So that's part of this live experience, guys. You got to get the full sound effects in there. And then what I'm going to do is draw in the little faces. These faces are adorable. And then oh no, that's okay. That still works. We're going to actually add this line too. Perfect. And then what we're going to do is do the next one. This one's funny because it's like, how did I get stuck in the middle? And then they will have stems, but I'm just going to worry about that after. And then just like so. Next, we will put this right over here. And this is like one of my favorite ways to block off time is with a fun doodle. Just because if there's not too much that has to go in this box, it's a great way to get that creative expression in there and really have some fun with it. And then what I want to do is add in the stem. Just like that. Perfect. And then this one's going to be a little simpler. This one is not really supposed to have a stem, but we're just going to put that there because the way that it came out, it needs one. And then I'm going to color them in. I'm just going to erase the pencil first. I wanted the base one to be a real orange. Orange. And then the middle one can be like a little like a paler orange, I guess. More pastel. The top one, The top one, we're actually going to do a more palish yellow. Or, what is this color? I want to say this is a different... Nope, it ended up being the same. Let's go with a little more of a paler yellow for the top one. And then we can do a little orange in there just to make it all come together. Just like that. Up to no good. And then we'll color in the stems. And for that, we're just going to do the olive mild liner. Perfect. And then we're going to write out why I did this in the first place. And that's just going to be some focus time. So really diving into any big projects that we have, I like to have a certain... The way I do my planner is I love lists, and I like to have specific time blockings for different types of activities. So for instance, if this is a creative day, I'm really going to focusing on that creative aspect of things. That way I have a particularly harder of a time switching my brain and the way it thinks. So if I need to do some deep focus work, it's on a day where maybe I don't have to do as much creative work, if that makes sense. Like, everyone's a little different, and that's why you have to find your style of working best, if plausible. And then we're going to do a nice little check-in. I like a good midweek check-in. I think it's a really important thing to do. And then I also love a good wrap-up meeting, just to like make sure that we're all on the same page. Hey Donna, good morning. And then what we're going to do is we are going to block this one off, like I was just saying. Oh, thank you. When I was saying about how I like to schedule in certain type of activities per day, that's where this comes in. And so I wanted to try to redo the bottom where I was doing those top view pumpkins, just because I think this is going to be that great opportunity to do that. So for this, we're going to have more like pumpkins. And then we are going to just keep that going. I'm going to start with the center though here. And we're actually going to bring these lines down. And then keep going with that. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. Again, there's no right or wrong. And then keeping that going. I'm trying to think. Let's see. I was trying to decide how I wanted the bottom one to look. I wanted it to like kind of come off, but have a little bit of the stem, but not the full. So just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and color those. Perfect. Okay. And then keep that going. Okay. Now I'm not going to color in every single pumpkin fully. What we're going to do is we'll color in the stems and then I'll do some outlines probably on some of them. And I'm just going to do it so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. This right here. And then I want this one to be the full orange. And then I want to do some, these are the zebra mild liners. So these are going to be those zebra mild liners. They're technically a type of highlighter, perfect for this style. And then for this, we're going to go like this actually. I don't know, a little different there. And then this one we can color in. This one could be green. And then we'll actually color in the bottom one to be that, this right here. So a nice little mix up here. And then we'll write in creative planning, creative day. I'll do it in a black actually so it stands out. Perfect. And then Thursday is a good day to make sure that you're getting everything done that's on your list. So I'm going to add actually a to-do list because I don't know exactly what that day is going to require yet. So for this, what we're going to do is I'm going to do some pumpkins again. But for these, okay, that might look more like an apple. So you know what I'm going to do instead? Cover it up. Perfect. I love a good cover up. Just like that. Perfect. It's like it was never there. And this will be our to-do list. And then we can add in once that day comes. I just like to have that, especially, I don't know why Thursdays just work out that way for me, where I like to be able to get a lot of things done. Just wrapping up any to-dos for the week. Yes, we do. Check out our bio. It is the exact same thing, just digital. And then the last thing I want to do today is we are going to try to do a pumpkin with a ghost. So, because I don't know what's happening on Saturday yet, so no big deal. Probably nothing too crazy, which is always good, honestly. I'm kind of excited. So, we're going to go. I do have a photo next to me that I'm referencing because it's easier. Aw, you too, Donna. I'll talk to you later. And then I'm just going to draw the pumpkin actually next. I'm not going to do... Oh, that'll be fun. What movie are you seeing? Oh, thanks. Thank you. I like to do a mix of talking in here, usually, especially at the beginning, we talk a lot. And then once sometimes the doodles start, that's when it gets a little quieter. It's always hard to multitask. This will be... Oh! Are you having a tough morning, Spooky? Is it a classic Monday today? And then just like so. Wait, this is actually going to be so cute. Oh, I love to hear that. We love it. Love a good multitask. For this one, we're going to go. And then all the way up. Pumpkin mouths are so hard to draw. I don't know why. They just are. I've always thought that they're kind of tricky. Now we're going to do something where I didn't really want to do all the sparkles that they had in terms of the specific ghost itself. We'll do it around it. And then we're going to go like that. I wanted to make sure I drew the ghost first because the pumpkin, you don't want those outlines to interfere. And then we'll actually start at the top just because I want to bring it down a touch. There we go. And then I'm going to, oh, okay, Sheila, that is going to be our academic planner. And are you a student by chance? Because if you are, that is going to be the one for you. It's a Monday start. And it is going to include 4 course schedules, trackers, and I can walk you through it as well. I just like to check that you are a student too, just to give you that clarity. And I also just want to make sure I can finish. I just want to finish this drawing because then we'll kind of be done our plan with me. And then this one also, the ghost has like a little tail that I thought was cute, so we're going to keep that up as well. So that's a part of that. Hey, Deanna, thank you. And then I'm going to go ahead and just erase any lines, nothing too crazy. And then we're just going to add a little dots just to separate the ghost. And I think it's a cute way to get that line art action in there. Just like this. And then they can spread out as it goes down the tail. Just like that. Perfect. Okay. And then we're going to just add a little like this. And then I'm just going to color in the pumpkin. Oh no, that's not the part of the pumpkin. Yes, it is. We're good. Okay. Whew. Well, I forgot to breathe there for a little bit. Just the last thing for the ghost. Oh, I have to color in the stem as well. Just like that. Spooky said valid. Appreciate that. Right? It's so hard to breathe at the same time. And then the last thing I wanted to do was just add in, I really like having some little stars in here as much as we can. I just think it's a cute way to elevate it. And then, so I use a lot of these zebra mild liners. So these are going to be those zebra mild liners as well as that Sharpie pen. Okay. And then we'll just go ahead and fill in that meal planning, you guys. Are there any other questions, anything you guys want to see in here? Yes, you got this. Oh, I wanted to just do the welcome the great pumpkin up here. And then this will be a nice crock pot day. Leftovers. And then I don't know what's on Friday and Saturday. Yes, I also want you guys to check out, I do a, yes, absolutely you can. I have a lot of videos up on the tube that will also help you fully understand the umbrella goal planning system. So I would recommend watching those videos, Lee. That's really going to give you that full reference point. In terms of what these are in the beginning of your planner, again, I just want to emphasize the fact that all of those classes with Caitlin are up on the tube that you guys can go back and watch, and that will give you a full walkthrough. But I do just want to show you that what you will do is you will start by filling out these self-reflective prompts, because this right here is going to help you fill out your personal mission statement as well as the vision board. Because then what you will do, and we have some great worksheets available in our bio for you guys to set these up as well. So take advantage of those. They're free. And what you can do is then create that vision board. And then this is where you set up those long-term goals. So the purpose of this umbrella goal planning page is you are setting up long-term goals, which is what we call umbrella goals. So you set those up across the 6 different pathways that we've identified: fitness, career, health and wellness, relationships, financial, and personal development. You can set these up all at once, or you can do them over the year. So this is then going to be done on a monthly and weekly basis. So I want to show you how it all connects. So on a monthly basis, you will be able to decide, now that I know what I have going on this month, what long-term pathway do I want to focus on? So September, we had decided on relationships. So we carried that relationships pathway and we went back and we asked ourselves, okay, if I want to focus on my relationships pathway, well, what long-term umbrella goal in particular do I want to work on? And that was showing up fully with presence. So that is what we carried into our monthly umbrella goal. And then we said, now that we know that this is our long-term goal, well, what can I do this month to help me get there? Because you need to be breaking down those long-term goals for that effective goal planning. So we decided that this month we would prioritize having at least 3 meaningful distraction-free convos or activities per week. So then what we've been doing is carrying that monthly action item over and asking ourselves on a weekly basis what we can be doing to make progress towards that goal. So it really is that full system that you can then schedule in those weekly action items for. This week, I then decided, now that I've been making great progress, I wanted to adjust how I went about it. I'll keep doing those distraction-free conversations and stuff, but I also wanted to do some daily reflection as that last week of September is wrapping up and we'll be moving on towards a different goal pathway next month. So that is just a little look at the umbrella goal planning pathway. Great question. Hey, Andy. And then we're just going to do that one last sign. I want to make sure if there's any questions or anything you guys want to see before we wrap up this plan with me session, that we get the opportunity to do so. This one I wanted to be at a nice little curve, or not a curve, but like an angle. And then, I don't know why I did such a stark angle, but that's okay. Perfect. And then we're gonna color it in before we write welcome great pumpkin. And then I am referencing like a photo just here, and I liked how they made it look like handwriting. Perfect. And that is everything I wanted to get to draw with you guys. We're just going to add in this pumpkin stack as well, because why not? Amazing, you guys. Wait, I love how this came out. Yes, if you would like to screenshot, go ahead. No big deal. I want you guys to be able to have as much creative freedom as you would like. Thanks, Spooky. I can't wait to see yours. Yes, you guys, make sure to send me your weekly planner spread. I will be going over all of our different product options again tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, Lee. Enjoy your day, you guys. Make sure to navigate each day with purpose. And I will talk to you all again tonight. Bye, everyone. Thanks for always joining me.